Hello again, YouTube. Thank you for watching my video. Yesterday when the mail came, I got a delivery. What was it? It's a replacement 12-volt outlet for my John Deere 1025R. The one that's on there. It works great, no problems with it. Just looks old. Looks like the old 70s, 80s, whatever. You actually put a cigarette lighter in there, you push it in, and out comes a thing to light a cigarette or whatever. But I only use mine for charging, USB cable for my phone, and my Bluetooth speaker. Yes, Bluetooth speaker. When I first got my tractor, one of the first mods I wanted to do was some tunes. Of course, there's no way to put a radio or stereo or anything like that. So a simple solution for that was a Bluetooth speaker, which is right up there. Mounted it right to the ROPS, top of the ROPS bar. So I just come out to my garage here. It's quite cold. I'm gonna get some heat going, take a couple of sips of my coffee. I'm going to get to installing this. Alright, stay tuned. Alright guys, much warmer in here now. Got a little bit of coffee in me, think I'm ready to go. So here's the outlet. And we're going to have to remove this section here to take this out. I've been looking it over. Doesn't seem like it's going to be too hard to do. There's the wire harness here. Runs down on the clip down there. Looks like a waterproof connection. 3 wires on it. 3 wires. I would say there's 1 power wire for the outlet, 1 power wire for this work light, and probably a common ground for both of them. So I think the first thing we're going to do is unclip down there. I'm going to take the camera, I'll bring you down there with me and show you what I'm doing. Alright, so here's the clip. Follow the wire harness down, it comes right down here. We got a little plastic clip here that holds the wire, another one here, and then the waterproof connector. So I'm going to try to do this one-handed. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Probably not, because I don't even know what I'm doing yet till I get in there better. So anyway, I'm just going to... Let me see if I can get these off. No. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. 1 clip there, 1 clip there, and undo this connector. Alright, so let me get that done. I'll be back. Alright, you got the wire out. It's pretty simple. Now there's a bolt down here, and a cup holder, and a bolt down here in this little storage compartment. You're gonna take those out. It looks like that's all that's holding this in. Now you gotta undo this connector here for the work light. Take that off. Okay, that's disconnected. So just the 2 bolts I think is going to be it. They look like about 13 millimeter. What's with this manual labor stuff? Okay, it appears to be a nut on the bottom, so I'm going to have to get something to hold the nut. This one don't feel like it has a nut. Let me try this one. Okay, that one comes right out. I'll have to get a wrench or a socket on the bottom of this one. Try a socket on that. Be right back. Try another 13mm here. Yep, it is 13. Let me see if I can get this on there. Okay. Voila. Here's a nut. I'll grab a part holder so I don't lose any of this stuff. I don't know if you guys have any of these freebies from Harbor Freight, but they're my favorite thing. Magnetic parts holder here, comes in great. Really handy for stuff like this. Okay, one bolt. Take note of this, guys. Okay, when you pull the bolts out, one of the bolts has a collar towards the head, and that goes in the storage compartment one. The other one, which is threads all the way up, it's going to go in the cup holder one. So that's good to keep note of. Goes over there. Oh, doesn't want to come up. Alright, well, not as easy as I thought it was going to be, as I was hoping it was going to be. I got under there, got a better look at it. Looks like there's another bolt each side of this handle. Maybe some other ones I really can't see, but what it comes down to is I'm going to have to get my floor jack this ass end up and remove this wheel. That's the only way I'm going to be able to get under there to get the ones I can see for now anyway, and who knows how many more there are. So let me do that. I'll be right back. Okay, it's 3/4 inch lug nuts. Grab the airline, we'll get to this thing. All right. So we got 5 lug nuts to remove. Probably gonna kick on my air compressor at 7 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully my neighbors don't hear it. All right. Okay. Get a jack stand, put a jack stand under here for safety. Put it right under the frame. Alright, oh, there's a washer. Let's have a look. Yeah, definitely two nuts under there, inside of the handle. Let me find my ratchet I just had. Handle. And success! Alright. Looks like we're going to have to spread this part open here to get over the handle, which was very easy. Very easy. You don't hear that? Those words too often when you're working on these. Alright, here we go, guys. And there is the outlet that I'm hoping to replace. Alright, so hopefully you can see this. Here's the, here's how it was here when I took it off. Alright, so here's the harness. Oops. Here's the harness that was on there, plugged in like that. Harness just simply pulls off. And to get this outlet out, there's two tabs in here, you just gotta squeeze. I found it easy to squeeze one side, push it through a little bit, and then do the other side a little bit, back and forth. Yeah. Okay, and that pops right out. Now, get my new one here. Here's the new one. That's what it looks like. Okay, I didn't want to, like I said, the only thing I use it for is charging. All I need is a USB. What I end up doing is using, I'll show you. What I would always end up having to do is plug this in just to get to the USB cable. But this is going to eliminate this. And this also has a trick up its sleeve. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm actually going to, I'll show you sooner than that because I'm going to bench test it before I install it to make sure it works. All right. Put the cover on. Let me move this aside for a minute. Yeah. I'm gonna power this up, make sure it works before I install it. I got it from eBay, so you always want to double check things like that, especially electronics. Let me get a couple of jumper wires. Jump this out, power it up, see how it looks.
You considered loading these bikes to wheels or tires. That's true. Here's my proposition. I'm happy to do that. I don't take bikes on load often. Those are 3 exceptional.
Okay, found my jumper wires right where they're supposed to be. That don't happen too often. A little messy in here right now, but alright, so let me connect that one there. This one here. These are marked here. The side's positive, the side's negative. Positive. They're not touching. Turn it on.
Did he really just commit to getting those bikes running in a week?
Every one of those little parts.
Your phone's ringing.
Yellow. What?
Okay, it's also a voltmeter. Reads your output of your battery. And there are several of these for sale on eBay, and I'm sure Amazon too. But a lot of them are they go on and off with your key, the ignition switch. And I don't touch any of my factory wiring on my 1025R. Everything I've done to this tractor is I've never messed with the factory wiring. I'll never will. I put my own auxiliary fuse box in. I have another video on that if you'd like to go check it out. I don't show the installation, unfortunately. I didn't have it's only my second video I've ever done, and I didn't show the install, but it shows the aftermath of what it looks like installed, and I think you'll like it. Go check it out. Alright, so this appears to work. This has an on and off switch, so it's independent. It's constant 12 volt going to it, but I can switch it on and off with the switch. Alright, so we're good here. Get rid of all these wires. Add it to the rest of the mess in here. Now, if this fits in here, that'll be a bonus. I also like the cover. But, when it's closed, it actually goes over and then has a little lip that goes down, so water will hit the top and actually run down off of it. A lot of them have a cover that they just lay flat across the top. The water can still get in, I think. Dampness, anything like that. Then when you take the cover off, maybe water can roll on into the outlet port. But I like this. Let me try it for side. Oh, nice. Oh wow, that's a perfect fit, guys. Absolutely perfect fit. Let me take this off. Let me put that in. Looks like I'm gonna have to mess with the wiring because the harness plugs they have in the harness that go to this outlet are at like a 90-degree angle to each other. So I'm gonna have to make something for that. Make a wire jumper or something. Alright, before I tighten that too much, let me see how I'm gonna want it. So it goes that way on the tractor. We'll have it straight back like that. This whole thing here. Tighten up that nut. Pretty tight in there. I'm gonna have to get some maybe my long pair of needle nose pliers. Sorry if I'm in the way here. I'm gonna turn it this way, get a better grip on it.
Coverage could be included in your plan. Licensed insurance agents are standing by. Call toll free today for a free Medicare coverage review. No obligation to enroll.
Alright, seems pretty tight.
6304. That is 800-597-6304.
I get a little more out of it.
I've got more life-changing stories. I feel like a monster. Changed my life.
Alright, I'm liking that. So there it is installed. It's a perfect fit. Same exact size as the other one, I believe, the stock one. Alright. See what I'm going to do with the wiring here. So here's a plug that was on it. Positive and negative.
On the way back, we stopped in Denver with my good friend Dave Knowles. And boy, did he have a nice surprise for us.
I'm not going to hack this harness at all. I'm going to keep it factory.
What a great surprise. I walked in and Dave
So,
was painting my face on the new
what
Daytona
can I do?
offering, Davis Daytona offering this
I'm
year.
going to shut the camera off. We're going to think about this for a minute. Alright, I'll be back. Alright guys, here's what I'm going to do. I got a flat spade terminal. Okay, and I got a regular 1/4 inch female terminal. The harness, I can just plug the positive side right on to the outlet. Where is it? Okay, so I can just plug this side right onto the outlet, which leaves a negative that I have to rewire. So I'm going to stick a spade bit right in there. It's nice and tight, and this way I can, after it's in there, I can bend it over so it's flat. When this plugs onto the outlet, it's kind of bottomed out. So I was going to stick this in there. When it's in, I can flatten it out so it's 90 degrees, and I can push it right up tight. Nice tight fit up in there. And then the other end, I'm going to wire off of that, and then this end will plug into the outlet. Alright, so let me wire this up here. A short piece of wire here, that's all you need. About 3-inch piece of wire here. Stick this in my crimpers. Oh, nice tight fit there. Turn it around and get this end on. Stick this in my crimpers.
Hung with, and built engines with, and cross-country with, and shook hands with, cried with. Thank you. I've got a surprise for you, though.
Alright.
I've come up with an idea that I've been dreaming about for probably 15 years, and that's the thing I call a museum that runs. And at high noon, if I can gather some of you guys, we're going to start 120 motorcycles.
A nice tight fit. Look at that. That ain't gonna go anywhere. It's crushed to death. Nothing worse than a loose connection, guys. Take your time to do it right the first time. Look them over. As you see, that's really crushed in there. That's not coming off. Usually I like to solder all my wires and connections, but I don't think there's a need to here. Okay, so my harness here. Let's stick this end into the negative.
Somebody's got to get this bike wrecked.
You know, to start over 100 motorcycles in a short time period,
That's a nice tight fit. I'm not worried about that coming out. Now, like I said, I'll just bend this over.
No manuals, incredibly rare stuff.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Pull that out again for a second. I'll hammer it even flatter on my vise.
His head how he wants it to happen, but you can guarantee that there's going to be surprises and that not everything's going to go according to plan.
Like 43 years ago, like every 6 minutes.
The Chopper 3 was my dad's first bike built when he was 15, and that's a special bike to him, I know, and I'm glad that he never got rid of it.
Probably gonna shake the camera on you a little bit here, but bear with me for a minute.
It's not the most valuable bike. It's a $25,000 motorcycle. I knew it would be a first start.
That's perfect, guys. Nothing wrong with that. Where are we now? My harness again. Okay, because when I push this plug up there and the bottom's out, I want as much connection as possible. So I want this to go up as far as it can possibly go here. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. Okay. The positive. Yeah. Positive can plug right on. And bring my ground wire up I just made and plug it onto the round side. Okay, there we have it there. Alright, I think I'm even going to bench test this now before I install it all back in. Alright, so for the light they got, for the outlet they got the red and the black wire. So it'll be the middle for the ground and this left side is the power. So let me get my leads again here. One.
I used to run that bike every day. Several years ago, for some reason, I quit running it. Never thought we had a problem with it.
Turn this so that you'll be able to see it.
That's gonna be, when you hear that pop, that's actually the
Okay.
inside the engine. You know you're
So we got red and black.
Then we got a plug fuel line. When you have a plug fuel line,
My red one.
sit too long. Just kind of take that fuel line off, clean out the grill. Plug fuel line.
Where'd my red one go?
Fuel line is not that big of a deal, but what it is everything else, that's not what it is.
Okay, guys, ain't dripping yet?
Not yet.
Where the heck my red one go? Here it is. Someday I'll clean this up.
Show me the Carfax.
Start your used car search at the allnewcarfax.com.
Don't know if I get a good connection there or not. I'll give it a try. Positive. Negative.
Super strong waterproof tape that's clearly the best way to patch, bond, seal, and repair.
Alright guys, we're good. Connections are good.
Stopping the toughest leaks while remaining
Now we'll go ahead and mount the console back up in there and
is so strong,
good to go.
it even works underwater. Now you can repair pools and spas with a clear watertight seal and even make quick repairs without changing the look of your beautiful surface. Now it's easy to fix slips and tears.
We decided to invite a bunch of our friends and family down to celebrate. Just want to eat cakes, relax, and chill out a little bit. Any food for all that?
At high noon, start 120 motorcycles. What's next? Start motorcycles.
time period is a huge feat. With all the things that can go wrong,
We're moving over here to the pigeon carrier. Then we got the flood fuel line.
Fuel line is not that big. What it is time consuming. Everything counts, and this is putting us more behind.
Okay, you got anything ready yet?
To stay on schedule, we gotta fire it like at least every 6 minutes. This pigeon carrier doesn't really put us behind. It hadn't run in years.
Okay, let's hope she starts quick.
Okay, make sure you run your
We will not be
wires back up where they belong.
Yeah, man. That's a start.
It just took way too long. Time to move on to some early.
Come on, you old pig.
Charlie and Danny were the two choices when it came to American motorcycles. Two of the most popular bikes that there ever were. And of course, Charlie over the years won that battle.
In the early 50s, India just couldn't compete. They didn't have the distribution center, couldn't manufacture enough motorcycles.
Okay.
Harley Davidson had a broader distribution system and was well on the way to being the only surviving American motorcycle. Come on, Red! When that stand-in bass player, I saw where Matt was at, he was not in a good position.
Just to cover my vital parts and.
Not even sure how all these were, but I assume you want to keep them away from your 3-point hitch lever.
There we go. We did it!
Move you. Put a lever handle here.
Prefer the bikes outside, knowing at some point we want to get out of the fresh air. Okay, we're going outside. Oh, so next one's gonna be a challenge. It's the for you, Indian.
Okay.
Probably in 3 years.
My 1903 Indian is the world's first running Indian motorcycle. If somebody has an older one, I sure like to hear it run.
But we don't have anything yet. Turn that back wheel over a little bit. Yeah, we got it.
The turn of the 20th century, when motorcycles were invented, they did what they had to do to make a bicycle and motor go down the road.
This is the hardest bike to control. You got your we got to ride with one hand. Because we got your throttle here.
Okay, the length is good.
It's
So
very difficult to drive.
I think all is well.
Straight, right hand control your throttle and smart. Your feet are always doing something, and your mind is buzzing.
That's what you're talking about. 110 years old. That's it. What a deal. 110 years old.
Many of the bikes we'll be starting today are what I call preserved. These are just time capsules waiting to be run again. The restored bikes, that's a whole different deal.
Okay, here we go. This is one of my custom builds. That's the way I like to build them.
Those engines and transmissions have all
Oh,
been rebuilt.
I'm digging that.
Chassis are gone through.
That's the way it always runs.
So bikes we race, bikes we build, it's always something that's fun to make.
Yeah. Blast.
Having some fun outside, it takes a little breathing, but I knew and they knew it was time for round 2.
Okay, guys, this is it.
Ahead, we got a 1912 Pierce, hadn't been touched in almost 100 years. It's a $100,000 motorcycle in original condition, so we really got to be very careful.
What we got? We gotta take down. Yeah, that's what we gotta take off.
Realizing that the pedal crank was bent was a little bit of an obstacle, not too hard to figure out.
Let's take this arm off.
And be really, really careful with the bell.
Coming out. We're off there. With the crank repairs, we can turn the engine over and see if it has spark.
You gotta turn over there and see what it does. Let's turn it. No spark.
Do we have another plug?
We gotta find another plug.
60 bikes down, less than half.
Okay, it looks like you want to keep them
become a real problem. You know, we
recessed
are 5, 6
in the
bikes
little, I don't know if you can see them or not, there's little grooves cut out in plastic. It looks like with a wire
We don't get spark to this plug.
loom rest in.
Okay, give her a little spin.
Because if it's sticking up too much, then it doesn't go down far enough to rust on here like it should. I might even take the tank to hot glue this. I got my hot glue handy right over there. Just used it a little while ago for something else. I might even just hot glue those in. And that'll hold them there. I don't have to keep fighting with it. I'm gonna do that.
Focus on the Harley board track racer.
Card spray.
Alright guys, I got it all hot glued. Not too often I use a hot glue gun. I hate hot glue guns, they make a mess. But sometimes they're the tool you need. They come in handy when you need them.
We went through the basic steps to start the Harley and realized we had a big problem. No gas in the carburetor.
Nothing. Yeah, what was?
Gas tank.
Okay, so here's what I got now.
What I tried to do is matching on the gas tank. That
I
didn't
don't know if you
work.
can see that or not.
Nothing in there.
Wire harness hot glued in there.
No, the carb spray didn't work. We really only had one choice. Bring gasoline.
Hopefully it all stays put now while I put it in.
Put the ladder right up to the fuel line. Going in. Pair of pliers.
Seemed like the carburetor was working fine and all the controls were working good. So run this thing off the bladder just because time's low.
You got the gas on there?
That's our only hope.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Fired up, Dad runs off.
Watch out, this is gonna get really loud. Keep the aisle clear.
I don't know where he went, looking around. There's not time to even make any decisions.
Okay.
I saved the Crocker the holy grail for the last motorcycle. Why not end the day on $1 million motorcycle?
Let's go.
Just a few minutes left, and certainly don't want this whole effort to be a failure.
This thing starts.
Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on.
If that Crocker doesn't start, it's going to be all in vain. This crowd of people is so pepped up for the 120.
Come on. Come on.
When that Crocker cranked, I knew I had the day made. He had got the job done.
That's 120. Now it's
Hang on, wife's here.
What are you doing?
Alright, we got it in place now. Everything looks good.
Bruno, this week we got a submission from
Time to
Owen
put her back together.
for that Ron, who we hear is a fantastic guy. He runs his own business, helps take care of the kids.
Alright, got the top part back together. Wasn't very easy, but it wasn't very hard either. First time doing it, so next time if I had to do it, it'd be a breeze. But so there's 4 bolts all together. Okay, there's one inside the little compartment here, storage compartment, one inside the cup holder, and there's 2 way up underneath that hold the handle on, one on each end of the handle. Okay, you gotta unplug your work light plug and the wire harness here. There's one clip here, put that back on, and there's another clip there, and then the connection right there. See if I can do it with one hand here. Voila. Okay, one more clip here, and it's done.
And on the tire changer will automatically and autonomously. He's not doing a whole lot. No, right now the only thing he's really doing here is
Now
on through the balancer, and you'll see he'll hit the button, he'll
we
walk
got
away, and now the entire dismount
updated, more modern look to a charger. Just didn't like the looks of the old one, the factory one.
Also a technician, time's money in our industry. I mean, he's doing 2 things.
And we got 12.6 from the battery. Okay, now if you got one without this switch here, that's always going to stay on. There's, from the tractor, there's from the factory wire, and then there's constant power going to the factory outlet here. take a constant 12 volts, which would make this part stay on all the time. Alright, but I got the one with the switch, so I can turn it off. But it's no big deal. It's not gonna drain your battery at all, but it just, you know, doesn't look right. They have different colors. They have green, blue, red. But of course I went green, you know. So nice, I like it.
Equipment is good, don't get me wrong. What about the extra guard rack? Here's a car we haven't seen here before, and this is called a three-door. Well, it's actually a 375 Infiniti powertrain underneath of a body, and the thing looks factory man. You can tell the difference. And the really cool part right here is the top carbon fiber. You can take a spool of top carbon fiber, put it in the press, mold it, and this is what you get out of it, man. We haven't seen that here at SEMA yet. Now between the rims, the actual interior, this thing is all custom from the front to the back. There's all kinds of cool parts here at SEMA, and this Vader's one of them. The SEMA show is all about innovation, it's all about technology, it's all about advancing things. And one guy who continues to advance things is Benny from Dustless Plastic. Benny, it sounds like a cliche question, but I've been to your plant, I've actually used the equipment. How are you improving on perfection? Can you swear you are?
Absolutely, and the way that happens is you buy the best equipment to make these machines. So every year, some new technology makes itself available. I'm the first guy that's going to jump on that, include it in what we're doing, and then get really great training for the operators of these machines. And I'm telling you, we are building the best that we've ever built. We do build from the beginning to the end. So we build our own trailers. We have a trailer shop. We have our pressure vessel shop. We put it all together. We have CNC machines to make some of these fantastic cooling packages. So we do build the whole thing from there all the way up to deliver a finished product.
And that's where the magic really happens. When your customer takes plastic is not going.
That's absolutely right. Once again, it's the support. It's like operate the they need to know how to price jobs through our market. And recently we started our own finance business as well. So we can help these guys get their business started. And I'll tell you, we're more passionate about that than we've ever been before.
Normally I see guys slide the King 2 jacket on, he just won the Masters over it, but it's appropriate enough for that. Choosing green, Josh Hunt is silver.
Alright guys, so you have it. Updated 12 volt outlet. John Deere 1025R.
Well, in our industry, there's a technician shortage. Now, SEMA's addressing that. How are they doing it? Well, this truck behind me is a student from C-Tech Automotive Program, and Instructor Jack Stowe.
USB outlet
From the top to bottom.
and a voltmeter.
Shortage, and they're also an inspiring technician.
Peace.
Well, you at home may not be here at the SEMA show in Las Vegas. There are ways you can interact with SEMA that are very important. I'm here with Chris Rissick from SEMA. Chris, let's talk a little bit about the SEMA Action Network and how the folks at home can get involved.
Yeah, that's right. So one of the things that SEMA does is
12 volt outlet, USB charger.
for government regulations,
Uh,
laws that are proposed that
I like it.
one way or another
Modern look for a modern
on
machine.
this opportunity
It's a 2018 tractor. So,
SEMA established
all right,
Action Network as a way
get up, get out, get tinkering.
enthusiasts out there
All right, this is next day. I recorded the this video yesterday. I just wanted to add this footage here before I actually uploaded it to YouTube. I had a chance last night to play around with it, get to know it a little more. So again, voltmeter with the USB charger. Like we're at 12.5 right now, coming from the battery. Alright, a couple of notes I wanted to say here is that I don't know if you can see that or not. Down bottom, it's let me try to shut that off. No, it's not going to come in. Actually, it says QC 3.0. I would assume that's quick charge. It is a quick charger. I'm plugging my phone here. You can see. Alright, you can see down bottom it says fast charging. saw that or not. And the switch on here does operate the voltmeter and the USB port. So if the switch is off, these are both off. If the switch is on, then they're both powered up. So you do have to have the switch on in order to effectively use the USB charge port. And what's also, I didn't know this, I probably did when I bought it, but I forgot about it. But if you're out in the yard using your machine or whatever, you can still have that on with the cover closed, and you can see right through the cover. You can read the volts. It's pretty good if you want to monitor your voltage while you're using some implements or whatever, or lights or whatever, see what they draw. I have a set of strobe lights I put on this. I put some bulbs right inside, took the lens caps off here, put some strobe light bulbs right inside there. I installed a set of forward facing LEDs and a set of rear facing LEDs. And let's see what those draw. I'll turn on my strobe lights first. You see the strobe lights are on. I got front and rear. And still at 12.5. Well, those don't draw much at all. I'll turn my forward facing LEDs on. Alright, so those are on. And we're down to 12.3. That's not too bad at all. 0.2 of a volt. I'll turn my rear LEDs on. So now I have forward facing LEDs, rear facing LEDs, and my strobe lights on. And it just went from 12.3, fluctuating now, 12.1, 12.2. You know, these LEDs do not draw much power at all. LEDs the way to go, people. I love them. Super bright too. Alright, looks like it's staying at 12.1. So let me shut everything back off. Climbing up now, 12.3. .4 just went up again. So we're at 12.4. I'm going to turn the factory ones on. Wow, look at that drop. 11.8. Open this, you can see it better. 11.8 with the factory lights on. I didn't do anything with the factory lights. There's still the halogen bulbs that it comes with, and the work lights and the headlights. I'd love to replace them with some LEDs. I just haven't found anything yet. But yeah, so this is nice. You can monitor your voltage coming out of your battery. You can leave it on while you're driving around. If you don't, you can actually shut it on and off from pushing this cover too. You gotta push it kind of hard with your fingernail or whatever, but it works. Alright, so like it's a modern look for a modern machine. I didn't care for the factory one. It might work for some people. Some people might want to plug in a let me shut these off here. Some people might want to plug in a spotlight, or you could use it for a 12 volt air compressor or whatever, but I don't need that. I'd rather have this. I use the charge port all the time. I'm charging my phone, or I charge my Bluetooth speaker, and this works for me. Might not be for everybody, but yeah. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to share that little bit of information with you. I found out last night playing around with it. So stay tuned. I got a couple more things in mind, a couple more mods I want to do for this. So watch for some future videos on that coming up, hopefully soon. In the meantime, get up, get out, get tinkering. Peace.